Good afternoon, friends. Thanks for this Friday.
Yes.
Look who we have
Hello.
here. We have Maija from thru. I'm so excited. It's Maya's first visit to dzncats. And I met Maija last year on Nasty Women. It was Lisa's birthday, and Lisa was pulling people out of the chat. I went up on the screen and said hello and thank you to everybody for all of the support that they had given me as a chatter. I had no intention of starting a channel then. And Maija was sitting right in the middle of the screen. I will never forget. She was right in the middle of the screen. And she literally warmed my heart by the amount of just comfort and support that she offered me. I felt safe in that space. And so since that moment, like, you sort of like stood out in my mind as like this loving, sweet, caring person. And I followed you for a long time. I lurk. I lurk.
Yes, I do the same thing, so I totally respect that. Thank you. That is that's an immense compliment, and I'm very honored. I really am. I'm learning how to take compliments, and rather than brush them off and say no. Thank you, because it is, as we were saying, it's a lot of work to have a channel, and it's good to hear when people say I appreciate what you're doing, and it's interesting, and that I'm inspired by that, and because that's really an extra. It's amazing that I could entertain people for 5 seconds, let alone a 15 or 20-minute or more video is stunning to me. Yeah. But you learn, and it's an interesting learning curve.
It is a learning curve, and I'm just thrilled that you're here. I know that I speak for many people when I say that you are an inspiration to many people, because you are, I sort of feel like, I don't want to say I copy you because that would seem weird.
It's flattering. But when you're inspired by an artist or somebody.
Yes. You share so openly so many facets about you, your person, the things that you've gone through in your life. And I really look up to that and try to come to, when I started my channel, come from a place of speaking the truth, right? And it's not easy to put yourself out there in front of, strangers in the world.
Vulnerable is difficult enough with people that is not that but vulnerable with people you don't know with a camera, and there's a lot of things we have to kind of overcome. How getting used to seeing ourselves on screen, and
Oh yes,
all of that stuff.
We both showed up today, and I said, "Oh, you look beautiful," and
thank you.
And she's like, "You look good too," and we're both like, "Oh my God, look at the bag." So to Maija's point, it's not easy putting yourself out there, but I love that you own it. And so thank you for owning it. You're an example for many people. So
thank you. And it's part of a challenge for me, and it's very gratifying because the more I do it, and I know that it isn't, somebody else was, also sitting in a position where I was at one point, where it was like, oh man, and it switches something on, and you'll know it because it's like a passion for something. And I think it's really good for us to be inspired by each other. And one of the things, my dad, it's his birthday today. He's 83 years old.
Birthday, Daddy. I love it.
And he's a retired art professor. And one of the things that he has always told me was, imitate your favorite artists or people that inspire you, and it's flattery, and you will eventually take that inspiration and get your own spin on it. But it's just kind of like training wheels at first, because you see something you like, and then it's within you there. You're just retrieving it. That's all. I'm reminding you.
I love that. I love the way you just put that. Good wise words from your daddy. So thank you everyone for being here. Lots of people in the chat. This is wonderful to see. Oh my gosh, we have 13 people in the chat on the 13th. How funny is that? And it just literally flipped to 3:14 here. So I was going to say, and it's 3:13. So we've got Manasa in the house, Janet Peace here, Melissa Thompson, Sharon Sipe, of course, Ron Unconditional Love, Sherry H is in the house, Carter Mancy Mesquite, Jake is in the house. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank Spirit, it's Friday. Pure Visionary Mediums in the house, Anna Banana, Carter Mancy Mesquite, my goodness. Jean Jeannie is in the house. I love it.
Yes. Holla.
I love it. Gypsy JJ's in the house, as well as my husband popped in to say hello. Hi, honey. Love you lots. What a sweet man. And of course, Greeter is in the house. So thank you, everyone, for being here. This is Thank Spirit. It's Friday. Maija, of course, is my guest. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do some energy readings. So we've got a bunch of cards here at our disposal, as you all know. And, right? That's kind of how Thank Spirit is Friday. It's just Pepsi. I swear to God it is.
And vodka. No, just kidding.
No. Actually, I don't drink alcohol. Can you imagine?
I quit at 48, but I drank for myself and many other people. So it was time for me. Yeah.
So we're going to do some energy readings. And when I say that, what I mean is, we've got a retrograde going on. The readings I've been doing personally are doing like this. Like
mine too. And I thought, what
like
the
roller coaster
frig is wrong with me?
Right? I feel like a roller coaster. Maija said that she's feeling a little roller coaster-ish. Like
I haven't slept. I get full moon insomnia now.
Yeah, me too. So I say let's do some energy reading. So you guys pop your questions in the chat. Maija and I will do our best to get some cards for you and hopefully give you some messages. Who knows? We're gonna have some. I feel the giggles bubbling up in me. So I think
we need to go with silly because I feel punch drunk because I've not slept. But I'm amazingly rather clear in a way, or at least I think I am.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could be hallucinating right now.
Are you like clear, or are you just like clear?
No, I'm feeling like I'm really quite grounded. Well, it's that moon energy. It's like but I've got that Pisces rising and it does something. I'm like,
yeah. I've only really had. I don't want to say this because I don't want to jinx it. So listen. I'm gonna kind of whisper.
Okay.
So,
what is it?
The only full moon that's really, really messed me up, like in a way that it was like beyond noticeable that I wanted to hide, was the Leo. Friend.
It laid you out.
I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm gonna throw myself in the middle of traffic. Like nobody loves me.
I'm crazy.
I had like 9 emotions in like a minute. Like it was like ding, 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 ding. I was like, what is happening?
Sounds like menopause.
Sorry.
It sounds like my menopausal life at the current time. So I totally relate.
I'm over that, thank God.
But we still will get cycles, that crazy energy cycle, as you were saying. So
it was a lot. That's all I'm saying. It was a lot.
And the eclipse kicked my ass.
Right? And handed it to you.
And then he handed it back in pieces. And I just kind of put it together with tissues and nail glue. Maybe some eyelash glue too.
Yeah. Jake says, this is interesting that it's sticking up on the screen. Thank you, Jake, for being here, my friend.
Yeah, it's always good to see you.
I love your support. Retrograde. Yes. You know what?
And he likes typo. Yeah.
I love it. Jake says, I feel like this retrograde is bringing some healing to me. Is that true? So we're gonna pull a card for you, Jake.
Yep. And I'm gonna use the Lantern Oracle. This has been giving me life all this morning. I gave myself a full reading because I was awake.
Yeah. Oh, Jake, that's awful. He says that he had a bad day yesterday, and so he got drunk on vodka and proceeded to be sick, and then fell asleep and woke up. That doesn't sound good.
Vodka is always, it was the one drink that always hurt my body the worst. I could drink tequila, good tequila, but friggin' vodka, even good vodka, it would tear me up the next day.
Deb Z says menopause. Well, it has the word men in it, so
there you go. Pause. No, sorry.
you guys are too funny. Okay, so Jake, I feel like this retrograde is bringing some healing to me. Is that true?
I'm gonna mute my noisy mic because we got traffic.
Oh,
Like it's like
all good.
like we're in New York City.
It's real life, and I got like a movie style fan behind me, even though my hair is not moving. Blowing because it's like 85 degrees here, unseasonably warm. We literally had winter, like there was snow on the ground like 3 weeks ago. So
it's very springy here in Northern California, but we get that cold wind off the ocean that you think you come around the house where the sun's at and you're thinking, I'm going to put a bikini top on. Then you round the corner and you get that blast of cold air that's going through you. And you're like, I've just frozen my off.
Hi, Tracy Rose. Deb Z is in the house. Melissa Thompson, I believe, is the last name. Yes, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Sorry that you're in pain there, Sherry. That does not sound comfortable at all. And
no.
And can we just say, Maija, the post with the needle?
Friend. Oh yeah, they put them in each side. I get them.
Yeah.
Right in the
Yeah.
Because I have the spinal stenosis.
Yes.
But they numb you up.
Yeah.
But it still hurts a little bit, and then you don't feel it. It's really not. Like I squeeze my eyes real hard because it hurts.
Yeah. Oh,
like the devil. But it's gone. It goes away pretty quickly, and it does give me
some comfort.
Yeah, since the beginning of the friggin' COVID, I haven't gone and had that done.
Right.
And so, and I kind of wanted to space it out anyway.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's good to get those shots all the time. But it's offering me a heck of a lot of relief. I'm getting I've got to strengthen some of my neck muscles and stuff because there's like some shifting,
Right.
It's like clicking. I'm like, ooh, God, yeah. It doesn't hurt. It just feels weird.
I feel like you need to do some exercises too.
Yeah, the doctor was telling me. So I've got to lay on the bed in a certain way, and that'll be fun, being paralyzed and trying to do this. If you guys hear a thump, some live, it's probably me slipping on the floor.
Aww.
It's all good. I'm fairly strong.
Well, you probably have great upper body strength.
Yeah, I do have pretty good upper body strength.
More than most people. Because you have to, of course.
It makes getting close to me right.
Yes.
Really hard because I've got this weird muscle development here that's, and they make all these things for people that have no muscles. And it's like, or no.
Unlike most women, are not going to have those flabby, arm kind of situations that we all deal with.
I was just saying I need to tone up a little bit. I need to eat more, and then I got to take care of myself. That's I know I got to do that and get like my doctor said, like a 1 pound workout weight, because she doesn't want me overdoing it. Because I like, one, how about 5? And I'll be really buff. No.
I love that.
She said no.
It's difficult to sometimes to know when is enough. You know what I mean?
I've burned my rear end. Nobody wants. That's right. I actually am pretty good.
I bet you could be. Jake, this is what I got for you. I got really interesting cards. So I pulled 4 cards, and I hope that this helps you. So the first thing that I got is I'm going to take your comment off the screen just so that you can see the card. I've got Auburn, which is the color card. Ground yourself. Okay. The next card that I got is from the Guiding Light Oracle, and it's freedom of choice. And I just think that's a beautiful image there. So the message on the card is your choices are yours to make. Don't allow others to make choices for you. So that sort of goes along with the grounding. And then I've got Archangel Raziel. Now, this is from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. And this is suggesting that perhaps your ancestors with the Akashic records, your angels and spirit with the, your intuition. Perhaps you are getting some kind of messages, some kind of answers, some kind of something like that, and you're kind of missing it, or you're not quite sure of what you're being told. You don't understand it fully. And then I've got this card, and I know it seems like a little odd, but it's vulnerability. And I think what you need to do is to try to just open yourself up to it, right? So if you feel, I don't know if you feel like you're connected or not, but we always have angels, spirit, ancestors around us, right? For example, you see 222 all the time. Every time you look at the clock, it's 222. And you know it means something because you're in this community and you hear it all the time, but you have no idea what it means, or why do I keep seeing it? What does it mean for me? So ask them. You can ask them. You can literally say, spirit, angels, ancestors, whatever it may be, can you help me to understand the messages? Can you make them more clear to me? Before you go to bed at night, you can say, can you help me to understand? Can you bring me the messages in a more clear way that I can understand, right? You can ask them to help you so that you can understand them better. So the first thing I'm going to say is go outside. Go outside, go get in nature, stick your feet in the ground, put your hand on the bark of a tree, and just try to get some of that power. That's how you're going to ground yourself. And be open to the messages that you're getting. And also that vulnerability card also goes with the freedom of choice card. So I don't know if people are trying to tell you what to do or getting all up in your business, but I want you to think of a sunflower. Stand in the ground. Stand tall, stand proud. The sunflower lifts its head up to the sun and takes all that power from the sun, lets it flow through it, and then back out of it. That's what I want you to do. Stand in your power. Stand in your truth. Hope that helped.
Hey, Jake. So the cards that I'm getting for you, and I'm pulling from today, so that y'all know, I really will recommend this deck, and it might be a little more spendy, so maybe put it on a wish list. But if you haven't gotten it, it's a good quality material and a very good oracle. It's the Lantern Oracle, and you can find it. Yeah.
I seen that I was on with Maija like last month, and I seen you were using it then, and I actually put it on my wish list. Jake says, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. So Jake says, be more okay with being vulnerable overall is an issue that I need to work on. And weird that you said 222. I don't usually see repeating numbers, but I did see that one this morning. That
means you're tracking. That's why I was just reading about numbers that were repeating.
Yeah. So 222 means that you are being protected.
That's right.
You're
the second one.
Right, which means getting back to that vulnerability, right? Spirit knows before you know, I almost feel like, right? They know that you are having this issue, that you are not
waiting for us.
Right, and so they're trying to help you. So there you go. Anyways, go on, my dear friend. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, this happens all the time with readings, and we kind of meander into each other's stuff and back and around, and it's just how the energy flows. The interesting thing is, Jake, I'm getting the circles for you, and it's about clarity begins in the eye of the storm. And I hope you can see there's a grandmother, an elder on a horse. And can you see, I know I've got that green screen frizziness that goes around it, but I think you can still get the idea. And it is an intergenerational thing, energy here. This is coming into your wisdom as well. Clarity begins, remember this, in the eye of the storm. Right now, there's a lot of mixed up stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Because then I get number 13, false beliefs. Once the untruths that we had believed about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations that in which they confine us.
Yeah.
And that is this card.
Beautiful.
So this is, when you take them together with clarity, beginning in the eye of the storm, and false beliefs, You're going to just be really figuring out what's yours, what you believe, what works for you, what doesn't, and in your own way, unique.
Yeah, and also the owl on the shoulder of that card of that woman standing there reminded me of the wisdom that it's asking you to draw from, right?
And to stand in your wisdom and to hold up your lantern and share your wisdom, share your
Love
light,
it.
share your light. Because once you figure out what it is you don't believe, and that was maybe grandma's belief, or and you can respect it, but maybe it's not doesn't really resonate with you, you can just respectfully lay that aside and say, that's nice, but I'm recognizing what I need is a bit different, and it's honoring what you need and realizing it. It's like me sorting through all this. Can you see that? Yeah, it looks a mess, but I tell you what.
Sorry, Connie, if you have a question, of course you can put it in there, love.
Let me fix that.
I just seen
And
that. I wanted to show quickly this card here. So this is
yes,
from my own oracles. Don't anyone get too excited. So this is what the angel number 222 means. So alignment, being in the right place at the right time, and the correct path at this moment. And because I said it was about being protected, that was totally false. So I had to pull that out. So that's what, if you see 222,
you're tracking,
right? Which is what Maija had said.
They said that in general, they said that means that, from what I read, and I kind of felt right to me, that in general, when you see that a repertory, just know that you're tracking, and then maybe look at what the essence of that number 2, like partnership,
Yeah.
And then apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I got 2 more cards, and how it was funny how you're talking about reading energy. Well, look what I get. And I don't know this deck that well yet, because I have way too many. But emotional energy.
Mm.
And what it's saying on here, Jake, is emotions are messengers to be met with appropriate attention, action, and gratitude. And it's showing weeping wound, and the message is, you are not your wounds.
Right.
You are not your wounds. So there's getting clarity, and I just feel like you're going to be lifting your energy up. And getting clear on who you are. You're maturing. And again, pardon the background noise. I am.
It's all good. It's all good.
In a family household.
We want silence, darn it. No, I'm kidding. Are you kidding? I love it when the cats are meowing and going crazy and they're running all around. It's like,
that's cute.
Mark starts the washer or the dryer when I go live, and literally it's on the other side of this wall, right? And all of a sudden, like, the whole wall starts to vibrate.
Your decks start bouncing across the.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have a wonderful rest of the day too, Jake.
That was really good. Thank you, Maija, for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jake, for letting us read for you. All right, so Sherry H is up next with like a card pull. Let's see what's going on for Sherry H. Sherry H. What is going on for Sherry H?
Okay.
Sherry H. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel that too, Melissa. Oh, hi, Aiden. I didn't know you were here, hon. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Melissa's feeling alignment. I've been feeling like I'm beginning to feel aligned more than before, like the click when something fits into its
big insights. Big insights.
I sort of feel like a more, oh my God, what's the word? I'm like struggling for words. I sort of feel like people are, like, I don't mean coming together because they want to try to bridge the divide. I don't mean it that way. Like, I sort of feel like people are just like, oh my God, hey, how's it going? Because I sort of feel like we are so starved for that human connection and having that human experience where you just like, meet someone in the grocery store and kind of wave at them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, especially people that have been pent up, that are more Yeah.
Of course, Debsy.
It's
So
very
I sort
hard.
of feel like we're sort of dropping our barriers that way, right?
Yes, and that's very interesting. I have been getting that in my personal readings about surrendering, and it
Yes.
showed me that I'm like a boxer. I'm like, come on, fight
Yeah.
me. And it's like, no, the universe does not want to fight you, Maija.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
And how about you just surrender and just trust and believe, even though it makes you feel crazy, that this, whatever my personal private insight was, that go with it. What's the worst that can happen? You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm not, that'll be friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take the chance of adventure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Of course, Connie. I got you start, love. Got you too, Debsy. All right, Sherry H. Sherry H. Sherry H. Sherry H. What does Sherry H need to know?
Our Lady from the Swamp. Mm-mm-mm. Gonna make her own song.
Well,
I haven't had any sleep.
her son is very musically inclined. He's very talented, and
Maybe I'm jumping on his brain wavelength.
she probably could.
Like I said, I have been up. And this happens to me since I was little. I have been up all night. All I did was continue to work and make another cup of coffee.
I love it. Debsy says, "Doesn't cats tell Mark to keep the noise down?" That's my husband. He's actually at work. The noise is not him. So where I live is what is called cottage country. So the people from the city travel here to spend the weekend, next to the water and in the nature. And so we call them decidiots. No offense to anyone who doesn't live in a small town, because they're very disrespectful to our place. You know what I mean? They throw garbage in the streets,
Same.
stuff like that.
And right now I have two children out in the common space with me. One's in the kitchen trying to cook. And, that's what you might be hearing. So, also I have my skylights open. If I don't, I'll melt.
Yeah,
And that would not be pretty.
I've got my fan going. So what I think is funny about that point is, my house sits at the bottom of a hill. Okay. And before summertime, when the trees all start to fill in, the cars come down the hill. And it's the cottagers because we don't hear it any other time of the year. And that stereo's cranked and it's vibrating, and it's like literally the house is like do 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 do. You know what I mean? So that's what because did you see me just look around and go like, what was that? That was the car.
We get the same thing. There's a steep hill that goes up this way, and people, and
What I think is funny about that is I live in a town that doesn't have a traffic light. So the fact that we have those, even that happening, it just seems really odd to me.
Oh my God, my husband works for the city, of San Francisco for their traffic lights, but not in the city that we're in. But that's so funny that you're in that small of a town with no traffic lights. Now, I remember that growing up around Nebraska and stuff. I do.
Yeah. It's an interesting place to live. Sherry, this is what I got for you, love. So I don't even know where to start. So the first card that I pulled is the spider card. I'm going to take that down so you can see what the heck I'm pulling up here. It's the spider card. Okay, so this is the Dreamweaver. And the Dreamweaver is saying, tune into the energetic grids around you. Where can you send your energy for healing? So I sort of feel like that's telling you that there might be a situation or people that you are to possibly protect yourself from or shield yourself from. Maybe put up some I don't know if you got something going on, some drama. You know what I mean? Just not the kind of energy that you want to have around you is what I mean. It doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, right? Or anything directed at you personally. You know how you can walk into someone's house and you're just kind of like, ooh. You know what I mean? You just kind of feel that. So be on the lookout for that. And then I pulled, I'm going to totally mispronounce this, just FYI. This is Archangel Regular.
Rugwell.
Yeah.
Rugwell. Sorry.
We
Rugwell.
like the way that Maya says it a lot better than Kelly.
Rugwell.
And I mean, is it weird that I want to stare at the angel? It's weird because of the way
I
that
think
I
he looks
knew how I
just
meant
fine.
it. Right? He's a very good looking angel.
I like
Hi,
long
Sonia.
hair. I like long hair, and a clean cut beard is okay.
Yeah.
Not the scraggly crap.
So this,
Sorry.
don't be sorry. So this speaks to us about justice and harmony and solutions. And so I sort of feel like that goes with that energy grid, right? That they're just maybe it's just something that's happening that is making you feel just a little some sort of way, if that makes sense to you. And so I sort of feel like you need to sort of set up some safe boundaries for yourself, just to allow yourself to not have to like soak up that kind of energy. And then oddly enough, I got the card of Jade, which is take action. So set up those boundaries and also take yourself outside. Spend some time in the forest. Maybe that's how you're going to get some clarity about what you need to do to be able to sort of keep that energy at bay. Do you know what I mean? I think the message here for you is to protect your energy. Don't get caught up in stuff that does not speak to you or does not resonate with you. That's what I got for you. I hope that helps, my love. Hi, Sonia.
Yes. Hello, Sonia.
Oh
So
my
nice to
God.
see you. I have got to hook
Sonia
up with them and EQ.
Sonia came for Thank Spirit It's Friday a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God. It was absolutely hysterical. She had got a no button. It's a big, huge button that says no on it, and you press it, and it's like no, hard no, and then all these voices were coming out of it. It was hysterical.
Oh my God, it's a good thing I don't have one, but I
Right?
will have to hop on when she's doing that sometime. I love them so much, and
It was so fun.
I miss connecting up with them. And I was just thinking, I'm all booked up for right now, but as soon as more into June, I will definitely be reaching out.
At one point, she went and got her drum.
Oh wow!
We were playing the drum because every once in a while the conga line happens in the chat, and we start to do the conga in the chat.
Well, it's Friday. That is the time for a conga line.
Yeah,
right?
We had a great time.
That's good. It's good for people to let go of some of that energy and laugh and enjoy themselves. Sherry, what I'm getting for you is the card of wisdom in play, which goes right at dovetailing in with the message she just gave you of our intuition knows more than we do, but also that you need to allow, intuitively that you need more playtime, more downtime, just to be whatever. If you want to sit like a vegetable and not think of anything you don't have to. You can just think of God's energy and you, and that's it. But the point here too is also responding, not reacting, is what we get. The only control we have is in how we respond, to the hand that we are dealt. So learning just like what she just said, what you got to let go of, and always consider the source. And if it's an insecurity, just to let it go. And to be more playful and light. I'm sorry, I don't know why she's doing the excessive scraping of the bowl.
It's all good. It's all good. I know. Okay, so here's a funny thing. I know that we're going way over sideways all over the place, but welcome to Kelly's world, friends. This is who I am. So Maya's sitting there, and Maya is trying to do the show, and she's on someone else's show. And so she wants to put her best foot forward. And for the love of God, someone decided, I'm going to stand in the kitchen right next to her and scrape a bowl, like she's doing it intentionally, right? And so Maya's sitting there trying to be all like professional and put her best foot forward. And honey, no one cares. We're here to watch you and listen to you, not the bowl. I wouldn't have even known that they were scraping a bowl until you said that they were scraping a bowl. But I just like you have been in that spot where I'm like, oh my God, like when the cats use the litter box, And I'm like, are you digging a tunnel to China? Like, do you have to do this now? You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, make your eyes water.
I get it. It's all good.
Thank you. Yeah, they've got on their headphones. They're in La La Land, so it's like,
Sorry, can I help you?
yeah. I'm,
All right. So Sherry, I hope that helps, Liv. I'm not sure if Maya is done. I think that she might be. But she's. Are you done with Sherry's cards, Maya?
no, I'm not.
Okay. Go ahead, hon.
I also get radical self-love. And for Sherry, we can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. And then there's perspective, which shows a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. So it's really about grounding, the energy and accepting yourself. And that's definitely a message I've been getting for myself too. But it's radical self-love. And I really like this picture.
It's beautiful.
As a beautiful older woman, and somebody that we can all look at as older women and go, yeah, you know.
The life experience and the wisdom that someone
appreciating yourself.
Right. You know how you get to a certain age and just your life experience has taught you so much, right? The wisdom of that life experience is definitely something that I think that Sherry has. Right. And so that card is really appropriate for Sherry. I love it. I see that Debsy is trying to invite herself into Sonia's carry-on bag for a trip.
Oh man, I'm pretty small. I might fold up pretty easily.
Right? Can fold, will travel. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. I'm pretty small. They won't even know. You can just say that that I'm your emotional support pet.
Right.
I'll put on my cat ears. They won't know anything.
Oh, I love it. All right, so we have sorry, did I cut you off again? Okay. Sorry. It's like who's on first, I swear to God. You never can tell what's going on in my brain, folks.
Oh, it's hard to swing the chat and be yeah.
I literally feel like I'm swinging from branch to branch right now.
It's really that feeling. Just go with the flow, baby. Just go with the flow.
Oh my God. Okay, so Jeannie is up next. Can I have a current energy reading around me? I'm recently separated and struggling a bit. Need some inspiration. I'm sorry that you're going through that, Jeannie, because I know that situation and it's not easy. And I want to say to you, not that you have asked me to say this to you, but I sort of want to say this to you. Hang in there, because when you least expect it, all of a sudden everything will come full circle and you will be so grateful standing on the other end or on the other side of that you made the choices and decisions that you did to bring you to that point. But right now, when you're in the thick of it, it's really, really difficult to sort of see the forest for the trees. But I promise you, it will get easier. I was married before, and when I got divorced, I literally thought I wasn't going to make it. And when my current husband, who we've been married for almost 18 years, been together for almost 23, when he asked me to marry him, I was like, no. And it wasn't because I didn't want to marry him or because I didn't love him. It was literally because I was afraid if it didn't work, I would
be destroyed.
I would never survive another divorce. It was
the
worst experience of my life at that point. And
my parents had a bad divorce, so I can understand.
Yeah, it was just it wasn't great. You know what I mean? And so hang in there, kiddo, is where I was going with that. All right, let's pull some cards for you.
Okay.
Omar, what are you asking so much for a family show? Do you not have a job to do? Like, get back to work, honey.
Let's see what I get for Jeannie. with that energy, and what does Spirit want to share with you that maybe you're not aware of, energy-wise, and something you might need to see it in another way?
Yeah.
Let's see what I get. Things fly. Oh, I get the. Oh gosh, you're gonna love this. Number 21. The key to intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not.
Yeah.
And here, oh, this is a beautiful, I love this one for you. And I love this one out of the deck. Is Lantern. Consciousness is light. You're waking up. Sorry, let's see if I can.
That's such a pretty card.
There. Now you can see her better.
Yeah.
She's swinging lanterns. Do you see? She's all light. So you are enlightened. You know, you're becoming enlightened to what and who you need and who you don't need. And you are just going to go up from there. This is reclaiming your power, your sensuality, your sense of beauty, no matter your body shape or anything like that. And I've been having to do the same thing. It kept showing me, stop obsessing about the shape of your disabled body. And it's like, oh God, you got me again.
Right.
You know? I was like, I know I got to work on that.
Card. I love that card. And that's from the Lantern deck still, right? The Lantern.
Yes. So it is about embracing your sensuality and knowing who's worth your time as a goddess and who is not. And you are a goddess. You are so much more than anything that somebody's ever told you because you intimidated them or whatever, and they had to say something crappy. You know, just don't take that on board, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Jeannie, I pulled a bunch of cards for you here. The first card deck that I pulled from is the Sacred Forest Oracle, and I had two cards that popped out. And I mean, it feels kind of silly for me to pull these up because we already know that you're going through this. You know this, but this is confirmation that the cards are talking to me, right? So we've got Raven Spirit, which is standing in your truth. Don't ever lose sight of standing in your truth. Your truth is your power because it comes from your heart. And if you listen to your heart, you're never going to be led astray. That's what I believe. You have a dragon spirit, and that's change. So you literally are going through this transformation of, what you thought your life was going to be to where it is now. And I do want to also add that, when you are separated from your love, your spouse, your significant other, it can very much feel like a death because what you thought was going to be is now not, and you miss that contact.
Nobody gets married to get divorced.
Exactly.
Right?
So
it's traumatizing to everybody.
Yeah, it is. And so you have to really be kind to yourself in this time. I love these cards. This is from the Green Witch Oracle, and this is P. So this is communication. So more standing in your truth, right? More saying how you feel, if perhaps that's not something that came easily or comes easily to you, or something that you have done previously, right? I also got enlightenment, and I think that this experience is making you see things from a perspective that you didn't perhaps consider before, and so things seem a bit cloudy to you right now, but I promise they are going to make sense to you very, very soon. I want to say two things about the communication. One, about the truth that I mentioned. The second thing, if you have issues with your throat chakra in communicating, sing. Crank the tunes and just sing out loud, like just sing, because it will really start to open up your throat chakra, and it will also help the ears, that whole system.
I've been doing this with my little setup here.
Yeah, I love that. And then the last card I pull for you is Desert Passage. Trust that there is a divine plan. So you are being helped as you navigate. So don't lose sight of that. You are being helped as you navigate. I hope that helps, my love.
I also got a card for her on women supporting women. Together we can transcend our individual limitations. So just reach out to your sisters, wherever, feminine, and some men have more feminine energy. So just wherever you feel comfortable, and because you're going to be breaking down, we got that false beliefs, you're separating yourself from just what, like the tower, what you thought was your life has now come down, and you have to rebuild and figure out what your true truth is. But it's going to be totally empowering. As much difficult as shedding some of that stuff is going to be, it's going to be very empowering. So embrace it, and don't be afraid to ask for help. I also get home, and I got the card about your body again, and I just this one I really love. It's that the model again. I just love her because her body type maybe is similar to mine, but it's perfectly imperfect, as they say. May your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. Beautiful. Your own pleasure. Look at her. Now look at, don't disappear on me, lady.
That's beautiful. Right there. Good. Beautiful.
And she's loving her body. She's totally comfortable. She's nude. She's out there in the water, but she's just like, I like me. I'm all right.
Yeah, that's a great card.
And she got the emotional energy. That one popped right. This was the energy reading tonight for sure. Yes.
I love that. So good.
And your emotions are messengers to be met with appropriate attention, action, and gratitude. Even if something's painful, it's good to acknowledge the truth, because you'll get through the pain and you'll come out the other side of it stronger. It's no fun.
Yeah, no. But that's a great point, though, that you made, Maija, because I think that as someone who suffers from anxiety, panic disorder, and depression, it took me many years before I realized what that actually meant. And I've said many times that, and I'm only sharing this, not because I'm not trying to get any bonus points, but I'm trying to share this because it's important that we do have that recognizing moment. Doesn't matter what happened before that, it's what happens after that when you do recognize it, right? So I share this. I'm kind of ashamed, I wasn't looking at things from a perspective of being grateful. I mean, I thought I was grateful. I thought I had gratitude.
I've done that.
But I didn't, because I wasn't grateful, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I'm grateful for, the things that I have and, my family and yada, yada, yada. But I was so busy living in me. I'm not grateful this happened to me. I'm not grateful that I got diagnosed with this. I'm not grateful that my life sucks, that I have all these challenges, right? I was totally living in that space, but I didn't think that I was. If that makes sense.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when I came to this community and started getting some information and some tips and some support and some love and some help, that's when I realized, wow, girl, you are living in the wrong spot. You need to move out of that space and find yourself a new spot to be. And I literally, moved my house and set up a new house. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah. And the moment that I did that, I invited peace back into my heart.
That is what the message has been hitting me upside the head like a ball lately with the cards. Just totally encompassing that message, and that you so well described.
Yes, exactly, Melissa. Melissa said, like, you resent being asked to be grateful.
That just happened to me today. I threw down the card. Yeah, I was so.
Yeah.
It was asking me, like, your body. I thought, I can't feel half my body. How am I supposed to be like all happy about that?
Yeah.
I did. I was hot.
Yeah.
Under the collar.
Yeah. I mean, we all have
PG.
those moments about different things that occur in our life, and it doesn't make you a bad person or
No,
a
and I let
person.
myself have that moment,
Yeah.
and I could feel my guides just kind of standing there going,
Hmm.
waiting for her. That's all right, Maya. And then I got through it, and it was like, now you know that's not true. You know,
Well,
pull
you know what
pull
that
yourself together, girl.
is. But you know what? Here's the thing: when you start to, and this is what this community has taught me, right? When you are in that space, it's speaking to other things are wrong, right? Other things are lacking. Other things are happening that you need to address.
And take control of and enforce your boundaries.
Right.
That's what my readings have been saying,
Right.
folks. I'm just gonna give it to you because you probably got it too.
Right. And so we have to be kind to ourselves. We, especially women, are not kind to themselves on a regular basis. We don't look after ourselves because we constantly are putting other things and other people, other responsibilities ahead of ourselves.
Oh
Um,
my God.
and so we have to stand tall, stand proud, and be like, you know what? I'm taking 15 minutes to read my book or to take a bath or whatever the heck you want to do. Um,
Damn right.
and own it. Own it. And here's the thing: experiences don't happen to you, right? They don't. They don't happen to you. We all do it. We've all said it. "Ugh, if God really loved me, why would He allow this to happen to me?"
What
You know,
about me? I guess I'm just
poor
chopped
me, poor
liver.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, poor me, poor me, poor me. Like, you
Yeah.
know, this sucks. My life sucks. Woes me. And listen, you know what? All of
Okay.
that is perfectly normal.
hmm
Perfectly.
Allow, but allow that tape to.
Now, as someone who has anxiety, and I say this, I'm sure people are like, Kelly, shut up. There's a point, and I want Connie to know, like, I still have your question, and I will answer you. Answer you. I don't want you to think I've forgotten about you, and Debsy too. Here's the important part about that. What we're talking about right now. Once I understood my anxiety, and I started my therapy, and I invested in CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It is
hmm
about changing the way in which you process information, the way that you think, basically. I then understood what I was doing. So I have to make a consistent, conscious effort every day to switch my brainwave so that I take all the negativity out of a sentence and inject all the positivity into the sentence so that I can not live in that same headspace because I was putting myself in that space, if you understand what I mean.
hmm
I was amping up the negativity and pretending that there was no positivity. And so that really is what I had to do. So I
Sometimes
don't.
it's shocking to realize how you were kind of hoodwinking yourself. I've
Yes,
had that moment of like, oh my God, how
I
who
sat
was
self
I?
yeah, I self-sabotaged myself for like almost 8.5 years. Believe
I've
it,
done.
you know, I suck. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be happy. This is the way it's going to be. Yada yada, blah blah blah, whatever. And it is, it's exhilarating when you
Oh,
realize that you can do something to change that.
yes. And it's so simple. And you're just kind of like letting it go.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter.
And what's funny about it is that I
Thank you,
didn't think
Jean
I was a
Jeannie.
negative person. I always thought that I was a positive, upbeat, happy, kind of go lucky, fly by the seat of my pants. Woohoo! Let's have some fun.
Maybe in your family, because like some of us have families that get some, crappings.
But it was my anxiety that did it to me. And so, what I'm
Oh,
trying to say is the point is that you can change your outlook. You can change the way in which you hear things, the way that you take things
respond.
in, the way that you respond. But
I,
you have to be ready for the change. You have to understand that you can do stuff to make that change occur, but you have to be ready for it and you have to be willing to put in the work because it is really, really hard,
yeah.
but it's so worth it. So
Oh
worth
yeah. And it feels like you're losing the weight of the world that you've been carrying and lugging around with you, with an anchor around your neck, you know?
Yes. Yes.
It has just been very, oh, thank you, Sonia Rainley.
Oh, thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you, and thank you everybody in the chats for being so patient. We sort of, we did not go off on a tangent. Kelly went off on a tangent.
It's okay.
Welcome, friends. This is what I do.
This is your show. This is what you're supposed to do.
So Debsy, my friend. Do you know what I love about Debsy? I mean, you know, people that come to the chat, I love them dearly for different reasons. I love them all. Anyone who supports me, I love, because they've been here basically since the beginning, right? And when I say the beginning, I mean the beginning of when I came to the community, far before I started a channel. Debsy is known to many people in the community because she's so much fun. She always knows exactly the right moment to sort of like pick things up, and I love that about her. But I so respect how she keeps it real. She shares when she's ready to share, and I love that about her. That she just doesn't try to be funny all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, she knows exactly when to share, and she owns that about herself, and I really respect that about her. All right, here we go. Oh, hi, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
Okay. Debsy. What cards? Yeah, Sherry, it's such a difficult behavior to get out of. Well, actually, I think it's more difficult to recognize that you're actually doing that. It's not as difficult to get out of it, but recognizing that you're doing it is because it's
waking up.
Yeah,
trying to wake up.
Yeah, it's kind of like an awakening, really. Because it's a totally different. I mean, you've been doing this since you were however old you were when you started doing it. It's a learned behavior sometimes, right?
Oh,
maybe
of
that's
course.
The environment you live in. Maybe that's the way that your friends at school might have been, and so you sort of picked it up from there.
Absolutely, a lot of, especially when we're developing, beginning to develop into adulthood, going from that tender moment of adolescence through the wonderful teen years.
Yes.
Was never so happy to get old.
Right? Wow. I sort of feel like I don't need to pull any more cards for Debsy because I just got 3 awesome cards that fell right out of that deck.
Oh, that's cool.
But I am going to pull more cards because that's who I am. That's what I do.
Why not get the full smorgasbord?
This is a buffet of oracle cards that we have here.
Yes, tasty. Tasty videos.
That reminds me of the cat food when you said vittles.
Oh, no.
I used to have those, like, that squishy food, that would come in a pouch, and it was just gross.
Yeah, I know. Cat food never smells good, man.
Oh, doesn't it? It's just gross.
Especially
when they come up and yell at you, like.
Yeah, and they're like trying to like push you into it.
You smell like tuna, get lost.
Exactly, tuna breath. Well, I'm getting some interesting cards for her. Sorry, I'm getting trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Okay. No, they don't have power. Don't give them that. Don't give them the pleasure of that. And you get the wishful expectations with this wheel, which is kind of trippy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune or whatnot, but it says, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. And again, it pairs up with the trickster. So if you know that somebody is just too low vibe for you, you know what to do.
Right.
And you need to go in the way of creative power. You can see this pregnant lady, very strong. And it says, release your your alchemical energy into the world. Sorry, I have a ball.
It's all,
And and misalignment. Miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction. And that is when we realize what's not right for us and we go in the direction of growing creatively with what is.
right.
So you're going to be able to feel it and sense it. And I feel like moving forward and realizing who you want in a relationship and who you don't around you, just in general.
I think that
Clarity, getting clear.
yeah, that card that you pulled with the ship's wheel,
That was really,
it's a really like intimate image, right? Sort of, yeah, like getting caught in the cog of the wheel. Getting caught.
yeah. And out on the rocks with all the
Yeah.
water. Oh,
Yeah, interesting.
It's like it reminds me, and they got chains around their ankles and they're chained to this wheel. It's like the saying of don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Yes.
Kind of came to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Debsy, this is what I got for you, Liv. So I pulled from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and I literally had 3 cards fall out. So there they all are. So the first one is to remember that you have power. You use the power. Right? Now, if we're going to piggyback off of what Maija said, this is standing in your power to not let those negative forces or those negative energies sort of impact you or influence you, right? And I know that you know this, but literally no is a complete sentence, and it's totally okay that you say so when it suits you, when you need to, right? Remember that. And then I've got flexibility. So I think that this is telling you to allow yourself to go with the flow, meaning how you feel. So I'm not sure if you're the kind of person who like packs it down and like, oh no, and I can do this and it's fine. You know what I mean? Like if you're constantly sort of like trying to like not listen to your own self, like when your self says, self, you need a bath, self, you need to sit outside of the book. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, well, I just got to do this, and then you know what I mean. Like if you're always putting yourself last, you need to be more flexible in the way that you approach yourself. I'm totally getting you. I'm not getting situations. I'm getting you. And then I've got solitude. So I think that you really need to like love yourself up a little bit. You need to take a break. You need to stop throwing yourself literally at the wall and going, why does my head hurt after you've hit it? I've got elephant, which is grounding. Ground your energies and emotions deep into the earth. And then I've got 2 color cards. So I've got this gorgeous lavender card, which is number 44. Some people think that's a master number. Some people don't. It depends which person you listen to. But this is connect to the body, mind, and soul, which is where the flexibility part comes into. I don't think you're listening to all parts. I think you might be listening to 1 or 2, but you're not listening to all the parts. And I think what might help you is this. So we've got black, which is find richness from the dark of night. So I don't know if you often sit outside at night or maybe look out the window at nighttime, if you find any solace or sanctuary in the stars and the moon. But that card is literally telling you that you could get something from that serenity, that peaceful, tranquil kind of time of night. Look out the window, look up at the stars, look up at the moon, talk to spirit. Just allow yourself to be in that moment.
I do that when I see the moon even out my kitchen window. I'm like, hi. I know.
Yeah. No, I do the same thing. I love that time of night. I will literally go sit on my porch and just stare up at the moon, and I feel so at peace. It's probably the calmest part of my day or my week when I'm able to do that. So I don't know if you do that or not, Debsy, but I think that might actually help you.
Yeah, she says, yep, I do that.
So I hope that made sense. I hope that helps a bit, love. Nighttime.
She says also, no, it's mine too.
Totally. I'm all about the night. I'm all about the night. All right. We have Connie B.
All right. Connie B.
That was me knocking on the table.
I'm going to switch over to my literary witches oracle. I haven't used this one before. I've had it for years.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Debsy.
Yeah. Pleasure. This is the booklet, but
I've seen that deck.
Yeah. It looks like it's invisible. Ooh. Ooh, trippy. Okay. Connie B.
So I recently got this new deck. It's Earth Magic, but it came like this, like it's all cupped, and I can't get it to uncup no matter what I do. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like in the reverse.
Oh yeah.
It keeps going. So it's harder than you know what to shuffle.
Some decks are like that. They are really difficult unless you have really large hands to like.
And I don't.
I don't either. So it's like
an 8-year-old. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
Like mini decks fit in my hand perfectly.
Same. That's why I've got like some of my smaller little baskets here. I've put the smaller decks in there, and this one's kind of in between.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's a linen. So it feels really good to shuffle. It's not sticking.
Right. I got you.
And it's a matte, so it shouldn't have a gloss or reflection. Connie B.
I'm gonna have to pull another deck out for Connie. I just sort of often I pull from that deck for Connie. Well, I mean often, not like I've pulled many cards for her, but I usually. Where is it?
There's one that you resonates.
Yeah.
Okay. Lantern is a popular one. This is another thing about light.
Yeah.
And I get Toad, and that came up in a reading, but let me just double
Maybe
check.
she's gonna kiss a frog and turn him into a prince.
I don't know. My husband did ask me if I was a werewolf this morning, because my full moon insomnia. He was laughing, of course.
Were you howling this morning?
I do in my sleep. Like I've been going through some stuff, and I'm like fighting everybody apparently. But I also get Creature's Paw right there, and I get Angela Carter, Identity. Okay. Yeah, little angle works better. All right. Anyways, let me see what I've got and I can, put this simplified down. Oh, wow. This is a really nice booklet. Okay. So we have Toad. Well, Identity, the Angela Carter, she made, this is investigating identity, roles, and who you are. And the feminist fairy tales of Angela Carter, born 1940, died 1992, which drew on stories like Little Red Riding Hood and Beauty and the Beast, are sumptuous tapestries depicting sexual, violent scenes ornamented with symbols and adjectives. Sorry. She was fascinated by the performance of femininity, and her works often feature showgirls, trapeze artists, and dolls. Now, let's see. Toad. Sorry, it's going to take me just a second. And I'll just do the ones that I pulled, because I don't want to take too much time. Okay. Oh, this is an interesting one. I should have used it. Okay. Creature's Paw is the other, friendship and forgiveness. Okay. Again, that forgiveness keeps coming out, letting things go so you can move on. Let's see what else we get with that. For you, Lantern is guidance, instinct, and trust, and your intuition, and that you trust that you are guided. That's my biggest problem. It's like, can you just let us drive without micromanaging everything? I got that. I got the card of micromanaging the universe. And I was like, yeah. So this is instinct, trust, learning to trust your own, instinct and connecting to your source of guidance. Now let's see. I want to find what the toad says. What's toad? Humor, the grotesque, whatever, joy. But I think it's more about the joy and the creature's paw.
Connie is another
Humor.
person who is very often very humorous in the different chats, always interjecting, like trying to lift people up by humor. She's also equally the person who is the first to say, I'm sorry, I hope you have a good day. You know what I mean? Offering love and support. So interesting that you pulled that for sure. It's definitely
it's funny. Yeah, and so I think that there is a strong sense in really just becoming more and more comfortable again with your own femininity. This is, let me look at the depiction. She's quite bold. She's not afraid to address this red. Well, you can look at the pictures, but the point is her own power and clarity. Again, Lantern, guidance, trusting that you're guided. And I just want to make sure that there's anything else. Yeah, again, your identity, investigating your identity, being brave and kind of exploring yourself and who you are is a good thing to do. And shine that light.
Absolutely.
And with humor, just like as you do. So it's like, girl, keep on trucking.
Yeah. I like those cards. Those are interesting.
Shame on me for not looking at these sooner.
Oh, when you have that many, right? There's only so much room. What can I say? The first card that I got for you, Connie, is from the Earth Magic deck, and I got Summer Solstice, which is Radiance, which is just such a gorgeous picture. And I sort of feel like I don't know if you're. I don't know if you're like having to make like a decision or a choice or something, but it sort of feels like you're getting in your way. It's kind of the vibe I'm picking up. Like you might be getting in your own way on something, right? The next card that I got is from the Green Witch Oracle, and this is the card of Lemon, which is cleansing. Then I got Stag Spirit, which is leadership. So reminding you that you are that person. You are a leader. And so, I'm looking at those three cards, and that's why I was like, okay, I need to pull from that deck that I always pull from for you, which is the Native Spirit Oracle. And I've got Thunder Drum. I mean, the image itself is just stunning. So I'm going to read the message to you from the book here. So the card meaning: stand up and be counted. Be assertive. Don't be shy about sharing your gifts and letting the world know about your value. Declare with authority, this is who I am and this is what I stand for. Make a stand for others less fortunate. Take risks. Walk in rhythm to the beat of your own drum. This is not the time to step back or step aside. Your native spirit wants you to know that throughout the world, indigenous peoples have called spirit through drumming. Drumming was used to activate one's fighting spirit before battle, as well as for joyous celebrations and sacred ceremonies. It was also used for healing rituals. In every case, the drum beat was used to open spiritual realms. A thunder drums calls the thunder beings from the sky, and they arrive with passion and incredible vitality. Drawing this card means that this is the time to step into your passion. Make a stand in life for what truly matters to you. So, with those cards, if you are faced with making a decision or a choice, shine. Go to the beat of your own drum. And remember that you are a leader. Flowing, how are you? It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope that helped, Connie.
She said, yes, I need to figure out, where to move to. And I was thinking about going back for my PhD. I think you should do it, girl. I think it's all about whatever really makes you feel more complete, and you just know what you need to do. And that's boldness, the thunder beings, very powerful.
Yeah. There's only 2 people or 3 people that as soon as they ask a question that I go right to that deck, and it was weird because I didn't have it on the table. So, but yeah,
it's beautiful.
Not like I haven't pulled that card for other people, of course. Just saying. Well, good. Glad that you're doing okay, Flowing. It's so good to see you, my friend. So, you guys, that is Thanks Spirit. It's Friday. Do you want to pull a card for the collective, Maija? I'm going to pull one for everyone.
Yes, I will do that. I'm going to continue to use this Literary Witches Oracle because I need to explore it. And I'll probably end up I've got so many videos I got to make, but I would like to make an unboxing of it so that people can see this deck. It's much more than I thought. Okay, what is Spirit Ancestors Guide Me, my spiritual mentors, for a collective card for the... I always read in pairs, so it'll be 2.
Sometimes that happens when it all comes out that way, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's like you've got half of a sentence.
Yeah. Well, they do often, I find, connect like puzzle pieces.
Yeah, it is hard to type when you're on your phone. I can appreciate that, Flowing.
Oh my God, I find it so much easier because half the words are already in the phone, so I just press the button. But I type really, really fast anyway, so I'm
slow.
Screen, so I'm on my computer. You know what I mean? Like that's what I am. Oh my gosh, the other night my keyboard just like totally went crazy. Started like semicolons, like the whole chat box, 200 characters. So
I had that happen with the number 2.
Yeah, just went and I was like, I was in your chat.
Wow, that's weird.
And it was just like and I was like, I can't, like, I'm not touching it. I didn't even put a semicolon anywhere. And
that's just crazy.
When I type in the chat, I don't care about grammar, let's be honest.
Yeah, you're just trying to like make your point and make it legible enough.
In 200 characters. And anyways, the whole thing just kind of went.
That's weird. That happened to me too. Recently.
I'm all fixed up now.
I think I'm okay, but I'm thinking I probably need to get my little vac and clean my keyboard on my laptop. I've got a lot of maintenance work to do. I got to shift a lot to a hard drive, external hard drive. Okay, so I'm getting The Pond and I'm getting Emily Bronte, which is fantasy. And I'm going to find out what these 2 mean together.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yes. Emily, where are you? I'm always... Okay, let me go back. Oh, here she is. Fantasy. So, dwelling, indulging, hiding in fantasy. Emily Bronte, she was born 1818. We got another repetition of a number. That's kind of interesting. 1848. We're getting a lot of eights here.
Yep.
Spent her uneventful life at the family home on the moors. There was a really interesting show I watched about her family life. She created fantasy worlds with her brilliant sisters, Charlotte and Anne, brushed the carpet, and took walks in the hills. After her death of tuberculosis at the age of 30, she achieved a posthumous fame for Wuthering Heights, a vicious novel of romance between two isolated, stormy characters, Catherine and Heathcliff. So...
It's a beautiful story, by the way.
It is. You will cry.
Yes, you will. I put this up while you were talking, what 888 means. So balance, universal unity, success, and abundance. So you keep on seeing those eights and sharing them with us. We're all about that.
Yes. Thank you. That's cool. That's really cool. And let me just find this darn, the pond, because this, again, is such a new... Here it is. Looking inward. Inspiration and uncertainty. I think it's inward. So inward fantasy. And I think it's like indulge in your fantasy. Allow yourself to indulge and be silly. Yeah, I know. I've got Pictionary tonight. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing there. But yeah, I'm game. I'm game to try it at least once. I made the mistake of overbooking myself, but I'll work through it.
You will be fine. People
I'll be fine.
Cheering you on. It'll be great.
No problem. So I really do. I think it's a lot about inner reflection, allowing yourself the freedom to create something completely different. Indulge in your inner child and the wisdom of your inner child without all those limitations of the sky can't be, pink, right, or whatever. Let it out.
Well, I mean, really, because
express yourself. Mm-hmm.
With all these wonky energies, allow ourselves to get lost in a daydream, or allow ourselves to, if we're feeling some sort of way, to take the time to maybe make ourselves feel a little bit better. I think that's a wonderful message.
Yes. And playful. Be playful.
Yeah.
Because it's so stressful and we don't play enough.
No, we don't.
Really play.
Literally grab your drum friends. Right?
Go sit out under a tree.
Yeah.
Unless it's lightning outside. In that case, the thunder beings do not want you under the tree.
True. Don't do that. I pulled a postcard from Spirit. So here we go, friends. Gina M., our conga coordinator, has arrived, and Flowing's here. We have to have a conga. Go for it, Gina. Gina is our conga coordinator. Friend.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Dearest you, all of your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful. They never cease to surprise me with the way they do this.
Mm-hmm.
Praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reason to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith to a higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are all listening intently to your prayers, and what you know that your highest good is our priority. I just think that's beautiful.
It is. Because a lot of times we underestimate how much they love us, how much they care, and how we can trust them and learn to trust them and be guided to open up and realize, and I'm working on that just like everybody else.
I mean, this message was about, all that we talked about today. It was about gratitude. It was about living in the moment, not in your head, right?
Yeah.
It was
Body positivity.
Yep, absolutely. Knowing that, if you do the whole negative Nancy kind of routine, that it really, it's
It's just a bummer.
Yeah.
And it's a waste of time and energy. Go get yourself doing something that you enjoy, whether that's knitting or crocheting or.
I love to crochet. It's very relaxing.
It is. And I like the clicking of the needles.
Oh, did you? I love that. I find it very relaxing. I also find soothing to shuffle cards. That's a new thing.
Yes.
No one wants to conga.
That's too tired. I think they're just
too hot.
It is. Like you can see I'm starting to.
It's really hard to conga and shuffle. I will tell you that, friends. I've tried to conga and shuffle, and I end up having all kinds of a mess happening. Right? I want to say thank you, Maija, for being here today. This was a treat having you visit.
This was a treat. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I had a great time, and this was so much fun. I really enjoyed myself.
Here comes the conga.
Oh.
You have to. I love it. Oh my God.
Yes, please, Melissa, go take a nap for me.
Yeah.
And then do my makeup, feed me, brush my teeth again, and prop me up in front of the camera about 7 and tell me what I'm supposed to do. Okay?
Right. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm not
going to be fine.
I think they'll be gentle with me.
Will enjoy anything that you have to bring to the table, I'm sure. I want to say thank you for everyone for being here. Don't go anywhere, Maija. Thank you to everyone for being here. Please do have yourself a great weekend. Before I let you go, Maija has a show. It is 6 p.m. Eastern time that it's on. What time is it Pacific?
Oh, let's see. Like on Thursdays, I have the true crime at 7 Pacific time.
Yeah.
So that's always on true crime cases. And then Sunday is just an esoteric chat. And that's at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. Yeah. And now I'm so busy. I've got like a backlog of videos I've got to make. Woo! A lot of mediumistic ones, which will be fun.
Awesome. So if you're not already familiar with Maija's channel, the link to her channel is in the description box of the video. And it has been put into the chat. So thank you for that to the mods that did that. If you're not already familiar with Maija, please do go show my friend some love. She works very, very hard, and she's a fantastic reader and a phenomenal human being. So go show her some love. Thank you, everyone, for being here this Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. We have Sunday Connections. So we'll have some mediumship readings as well as some cards with Kathleen J. Lightworker and myself and friends. Is everyone holding on to their seat? Because I can barely believe that I have been lucky enough to
corral her.
No. I have been lucky enough to get Johnny Turrell's apprentice to come to dzncats next Wednesday for Achieving Wellness.
He's excellent and so much fun and a hoot. Great humor.
I have followed him forever.
Me
I'm
too.
a total fan, but there's so many people in the chat you can never really say hello.
Yeah.
I have such a funny story that if you allow me briefly for 2 seconds, one time I caught him on a late night chat.
Because he's an owl. He's our night owl.
And he was looking through the crystal book and a cooking book or donut book. I can't remember which one it was. I think like cooking donuts, like how to make donuts. And there was only like 20 people talking in the chat. And so I jumped right in there. And so I got to actually converse with them. And I loved it. It was fantastic. And I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to Johnny, which is so silly, I realize. But anyways,
No, but he's much respected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
He's a force, really. And so
Yeah.
I invited him to come to Achieving Wellness to do one of his famous soul chats. And we're going to talk about embracing our spirituality. So I really hope that everyone can tune in on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for that. Woo, woo, woo. It's going to be great.
Yeah, hit that notification bell. Maybe it'll work, but just try it anyway.
Yeah, it's already out there. All the notifications are out. So show Maija some love. She's on again Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And I will be back on Sunday as well at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So from us to you, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Spirit. It's Friday. And many, many blessings. Mwah! Bye, everybody.
I caught that. Bye. See you later when I do the Pictionary thing. We'll see if I'm awake. I think I will be.